Hey, how are you? Slice of Otaku, and The Promised Neverland is now on episode 4 and still managing to add to the already high levels of tension. This time, majorly focusing on the prospect of a traitor within their midst, and it does a great job of adding to your paranoia by now shifting our collective lens towards the likes of characters like Gilda, Don, or even Phil. Gilda works because we've seen her observe Emma in previous episodes, and the typical anime glasses glare managed to elicit a somewhat sinister vibe about her. Having that touching moment between her and Emma only to be offset moments later in what seemed like a two-faced betrayal could trigger an almost instantaneous lapse in our judgment of the character, and that's awesome. With Don, maybe if we only had the context of him challenging Norman to tag in episode 1 as a frame of reference, I'd be able to believe it, but nah. His reactions were a little too genuine, and the half-truth didn't even trick him up at all. I mean, maybe if they stressed the possibility that the traitor wasn't aware of the demons at all and was just snitching out of oblivious concern, then sure, I guess I can buy that. And I mean, the same goes for Phil. If we had more subtle appearances from him being concerned similar to Gilda, then maybe I'd be inclined towards that thinking, but that's just not the case. Although it is in the manga. But I do think that Rei even bringing up such a prospect is clever. Emma and Norman's suspicions were mostly aimed towards the two other older kids, Don and Gilda. But by adding little Phil into the mix, it served to only add to their paranoia and throw them off even more. And now that Rei has been outed as a snitch, I think it'll be interesting for a lot of us to now look back on all that he has done and deduced. What can be trusted and what cannot? Could we even handle an enemy in the form of Rei? How long has this been the case and why? There are plenty of questions which I am excited to be answered. Now, as it currently stands, Mama still has everything under her control. I mean, once again, she decides to sun Sister Krone, telling her to behave, and maybe she'll reward her. But Sister Krone is still out here acting a fool. Like, Sister is so outmatched it's not even funny. She's just too driven by emotions to handle the likes of Mama. But she's still playing with fire, and it's only a matter of time before she gets burned. And I think the same may be said for Norman and Emma for not completely telling Don and Gilda the truth, because giving them that false hope, like Rei said, is cruel. But we'll see what happens. What do you think of the episode? Were you surprised to learn that Rei is a little snitch, or was your big old third eye open all along? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching, and have an awesome day. I love you.